Are you ready today to tenfold your income and your calls and appointments? If so, stay tuned. I'm Cappi Pidwell, master of NLP and Hypnotherapy, and I am here to teach you things that you're never going to learn in traditional training. I'm also going to do some NLP with you in a few minutes in this video, but you need to understand how this works and why it works because you're super powerful, but you're missing the biggest component to your success. Have you ever found yourself getting ready to go on an appointment or maybe meet someone on Zoom or make a sales call and you start to feel anxious or you get stressed or uncertain about how the call's going to go? Or maybe you find yourself starting to pitch your services and the moment it's time to talk about money, you feel this uncertainty or this pit in your stomach and it's your energy that's creating the discomfort in the conversation. And because of that energy you're carrying, the client feels it, they smell it, and trust me, they feel it really fast. And you're just hoping, oh my gosh, I hope this tension goes away. I'm going to give them a discount. I really need this next deal. Whatever is going on for you is what's driving the conversation, and understand that people feel you within the first 7 seconds of talking to you or meeting with you. So if that's you, I just want you to take a deep breath, relax your shoulders for a minute because you're not bad at selling. You just have been taught and conditioned to do things a certain way that keep repeating for you over and over and over again, no matter how much you logically know. And the good news is, I'm here to tell you, you don't need another 50-page sales book or scripts to study because what you're sharing is always a solution to somebody's problem. But if the inner energy in you is stressed and anxious and uncertain, or you're trying to get the deal, that is getting in your way. So I want to welcome you to this conversation today. And I'm really glad you're here in this space with me because in the next few minutes, we're going to unlock some of that stuff that's going on for you. And because, again, this isn't taught in traditional sales training, you're just looking at all the external stuff. We really want to unlock what's happening inside of you to get rid of that stress, get rid of that thought pattern that's on a loop. I need a deal. I hope I close this, overcome objections. I got to push hard. I got to work hard. All that internal stuff, that stress that's creating the outcomes for you, or maybe the lack of income or lack of sales, is always the energy that's getting transferred through every single conversation. And it really doesn't matter how great your strategy or your script is. If your subconscious mind is screaming, I need this deal. If it's screaming, I hope they don't reject me, which of course you're never saying, but you know that anxiety. If it's screaming, I need the money, I haven't had a deal, I need to hit my quota, all that inner stuff that's never talked about in traditional training is what is getting in the way. And all of that is exactly what's costing you thousands of dollars every single call or conversation you have and every single month that goes on and on and on. So when I'm coaching my clients, I always tell them, is it an investment of your time and money to rewire you and to change this inner process for you? But you have to understand you will leverage it every single month forever. And when I teach you this solution and this tool, this is literally this much of what I teach my clients. But I want you to have the experience. And then at the end of this video, I will leave you a closed-eyed session for entrepreneurship to really enrich your own mindset. So again, you have to do the work. I can only give you some tidbits and some snippets here on YouTube. I have lots of other solutions here for you as well. And you can also book a consultation call with me down in the links if you are looking for great coaching. Okay, so let's look at how do you do this? How do you get rid of this right before a call, right before a Zoom, right before you walk into a new client's office? So most traditional sales training teach you how to present, right? You've got your presentation, and speakers alike, coaches, everybody's got their presentation. And I think sometimes people are so focused on the presentation that they're forgetting about the person that's sitting across from them's problem. This person has an issue. They have a challenge. They need a solution, and you're there to solve their problem. So, getting out of your own way is going to help you listen better and not nervous talk or not feel that anxiety or overwhelm the client with your perfect presentation. Okay. Now, do you have to know your deliverable? Absolutely. But really, the key to closing more deals, tenfolding your closings, is getting really good at listening to people's problems, listening to their pain, and knowing you can fix their problem. If you can't, they're not your client. Don't overcome an objection if you know inside that you can't solve their problem. That's just called BS, right? So it's all about focusing on how do you start any sales call? That's always through connection, it's always through conversation, and it's through asking great questions. It's not jumping into presenting and showing and sharing all your stuff. Most salespeople know this, but I find it really interesting that a lot of people I coach in sales, they're like, Cappy, look at this, look at this. I have this. They're showing me all their stuff, which is fabulous. I love to see that. However, sometimes they're doing that on their sales call as well, trying to get that approval, trying to really prove themselves to the person versus sitting back and connecting with the person and asking them the really key questions that are emotional. How long's this problem been going on for you? What have you tried to do to fix it? Who else are you talking to? What are you exploring? Because there's so much information out there today, and I want to be really clear that I can help you resolve this today. So, conversation connection is just so important. Don't worry about what you need. Don't worry about closing the client. You really need to focus on the client and the problem. So let's dive into some NLP so you can experience this as I promised you earlier. And then you can practice this every day. I say on all my videos, everything I teach people at the subconscious level is a practice you've already been hardwired to do and think and have and behave and believe what you already have. So this is a practice. Now, before I show you this exercise, I'm going to ask you a favor. If you're ready to stop chasing clients, leave a comment in the comment section and hit subscribe for me. I really want to hear some of your biggest stumbling blocks. First off, understand that your subconscious mind has one job. It's preservation of your body and to keep you safe. So, in other words, it does what feels familiar to you. This is why a lot of people have a hard time making conscious logical changes. They know what they need to do to get the outcome, but the subconscious is 90% of your mind and it's extremely powerful and it thinks it's keeping you safe by having all this stuff happen inside of you. So we're going to make the inner change so that you get the external change and increase your closings. So now let's look at how do we fix this 10 times faster than you've been taught to do. Step number one is separating your personal identity from your business outcome. When a prospect says something like, oh, it's just too expensive, or I need to think about it, your internal dialogue, your subconscious mind hears, I'm not good enough. I didn't do it right. I should have done something different. And that doubt starts to cloud the conversation from that point forward. So we're going to anchor a new belief in you. And I'm going to teach you how to do this. But again, you have to do it over and over and over again till it begins to feel familiar in your subconscious. And you will see your income, your outcomes, and your closing go up dramatically. So this is a tool that we call anchoring in NLP, right? It's anchoring a feeling of tension, anxiety, dread, stress, or whatever, that normal familiar feeling. We're going to anchor it to give you a new belief and a new feeling through the practice of this. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to think of a time in your life where you felt completely unstoppable, that you were super confident in what you were doing, and you felt just really fabulous about yourself, your life, whatever this experience was. And it doesn't even have to be in business, okay? It could be time you went out somewhere and you had so much fun and you felt unstoppable. Just tap into that feeling for a minute. And I want you to feel it in your chest. Take a deep breath. You can even close your eyes if you want to, but feel it right now. Bring it into your body. And this is your absolute peak performance. And then I want you to press your thumb and either your first finger or your middle finger, either one, press them together now. Hold that energy in your body. Take a deep breath where you're unstoppable, confident, clear, feeling fabulous at every level of your being. You are firing a new neural pathway inside of you. And if you practice this before you go on a call, on a Zoom, to an appointment, you want to get that energy and synergy really alive, really clear in your consciousness when you walk into the room or when you pick up the phone versus thinking, oh, I don't want to make this phone call or, oh, I hope I get the deal. You see, what you bring with you comes out of you. So when you change your state like that and you focus on that peak performance and you feel fabulous, and then you have the conversation, then you share your presentation, then you share the value, then you listen for what problem you can solve, you're going to find yourself communicating very, very differently. You're going to be really clear in the connection with your client and what you're going to help them with. This is never about selling, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to debunk every sales trainer out there. It's about solving a person's problem and making sure you're the right match for that person and you have the solution to do it. So when you master yourself, you increase your closing, you increase those conversations, you're able to laser focus on their problem. This honestly has nothing to do with you. So get yourself out of the room. And when you go into a room, anchor yourself in your pure power every single time. Go ahead and leave some comments in the notes for me. Let me know. After you do this, even in this video, and you practice this, I would love to hear your outcomes in your sales. I'd love to hear how many deals you've closed because you practice this. You see, you are the master. You are the leader of your life. And if you really want to level up your game, again, book a free consultation call with me because I coach people to get very rapid outcomes using NLP, EFT, and hypnotherapy. So if you're ready for real results, book a call. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. See you soon.